Hello everyone and welcome back to Cakeism. We have another installment of Tabletop Kpop today. This is Blackpink edition. So they have just recently dropped their How Do You Like That, not their single yet, but they have a lot of their comeback looks up and all that, and like their imagery and concept. So
Teasers.
We're gonna roast it.
We are. But
I am a cosmetologist. I am licensed cosmetologist. I am professional. I do hair and makeup professionally. Cici is in school for hair and makeup, but does professional makeup, has done. Works at Sephora. She knows what she's talking about, and I know what I'm talking about. But these, again, are our opinions. Right, so.
If you don't have the same opinion,
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
that's okay. We're having a little bit of fun. When
are.
I say roast lightly. It might not sound like a light roast, but it's going to be like light golden potatoes that we roasted this as with like rosemary on it. So,
yum, that sounds not like good right now.
right. So it's going to be a nice lighthearted roast today.
A lighthearted roast. Maybe it's not. We'll see how it turns out.
So, and we thought we'd do this before the actual music video drops. I know they dropped the teaser video, but
How you like that?
So I'm going to start with, I haven't looked at any of these yet. I have no
Yeah.
idea. Like, I have just the one picture that Cici just showed me, which is the picture that I have up on my phone right now, so that we can look at them, like, together and talk about them together. And that's the only picture that I've seen.
yes. And
Okay,
I have
she's
seen
them
all
all.
of them. So I have opinions already.
She has well-formed opinions. You are getting my raw right now. Oh my God. Right now. Opinion.
Okay. So the first picture that we have, I believe, is not Lisa, Jesus. Jenny, right? That's Jenny.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty 100% sure that Jenny has whatever the heck this white blonde root situation is.
Okay, well, from this first picture, it looks like maybe she had highlights around the front of her face and then the back of her hair is black. Because this is the only picture, like I said, this is the picture, the only one we've seen so far, I've seen.
Okay,
so she
well,
knows what it really looks like.
yes.
But from this picture, it looks like they bleached out her roots, like, who's that? There's a American,
Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish. And it looks similar to, like, emo bangs.
Right.
What is that called? No, e-girl bangs,
Yeah,
maybe?
it's the e-girl bangs, but instead of it being green like Billie Eilish's, it's just like white.
Right.
Or as close to white that they could get white.
Right.
And then she has like a level 1 black, basically, in the rest of her head. Or at least that presumably is what is
Right,
in
that's
this
what
picture.
it looks like. And it looks like maybe they had pulled all of the hair around the front line of her hair and bleached all of that out to be really white and then colored the rest of it black from this picture. But I'm pretty sure that she's got blonde. I mean, there's another picture that looks like she has blonde roots.
There's a video later and it'll show it better. We're going to be inserting all of these for you guys
Yeah,
as well.
so you can look at the picture and be like, oh my God, they're
Now, if you get close up and stop paying attention to her jank ass hair for a second, you will notice that she's basically wearing a comforter for a top.
Okay, but this is like a snake skin comforter, so it's like bougie.
No, it looks like she tore up someone's wedding dress, put the train on the top, and mutilated a snake and put it on the bottom.
Okay, but I don't
don't
the funky
like-
arm situation is weird, but the snake print and
The
like
snake
the color
print is
of
cute.
the print is cute.
But the thing on the top needs to go away. Like, I don't know.
Here's the real tea, okay?
Her makeup, though.
Her makeup. This is the real tea. It looks like she's crying. I would imagine maybe it's supposed to look like she's crying blood, or like it's like really red and like down her face like a clown.
Yeah, it looks like
from
it.
this picture,
The
like,
second coming
it's
of
like
it.
red coming from like this backside. So maybe it's like supposed to be like war paint.
Maybe.
I mean,
I'm gonna go up a couple pictures just because I'm interested to see if that's like actually okay. So if you scroll up quite a few pictures.
yeah, it's like 20
One more.
million. Okay.
Okay, so this is a better picture of her makeup.
It looks like she's crying
It does.
red. It looks like
It looks like she's
red
crying
and
a
it's,
lip
like,
tint.
Coming, it might be a lip tint. We don't know. And it's like coming down, and she looks very pale. She almost looks a little ghostly, especially with her dark hair. But in this picture specifically,
It looks like
it
they just
looks
sectioned
like
out the front of her
the
hair.
front of her hair. Well, I don't know, because look in the back.
Yeah, because she has some of that blonde going through. I'm wondering if they sectioned off like an inch and a half in the front, all the way around the perimeter of the front of her hairline. And then when they styled it, they only took like 1/18 of a chunk, put it back in the black, and left all the blonde in the front.
Right, so maybe it's not really like blonde roots.
Right, it's just like a blonde front.
So in this picture, look at her ends and look at her base. It's called toner.
I
Yellow works against purple, or purple works against yellow. Those are the words I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
I will say though,
looks
Asian
hella
hair is
warm.
really hard to tone once you bleach the crap out of it.
And I've worked with a lot of ethnic hair, and I do mean ethnic in the sense that Black, I've Asian, Hispanic, friggin' Samoan. Like, I've worked with lots of different kinds of hair, and I do know that it is a little more difficult. Asian hair is a little harder to lift, as is Hispanic hair is a little harder to lift, but they could have just dropped the tone and gave her gray bangs, and it would have looked better than having yellow at the base and white on the bottom.
Well, and God knows what she had in her hair before, because these people change their hair color 5 days out of the 7 days a week. So
I can relate.
I will say though, like, she's giving me kind of like geisha vibes, like,
Yeah,
with this
it is
makeup.
it's a little geisha-y.
Yeah, I feel like if they wouldn't have dragged it all the way down her face and just concentrated it under the eye, that could have been really cute. But I think it's just a little bit far down.
It is a little funk. It's
Okay.
a little funky in my opinion, but it's like avant-garde. So it's
Right.
almost like, I don't know, runway kind of. How they
Yeah.
have like bougie or avant-garde looks. So it is very avant-garde. I'm sure to an artist, it's probably amazing. But like to an everyday makeup artist, an everyday hairstylist, it's a little funky.
Yes. So going up, I think Jisoo's next.
Yeah, I think that's Jisoo also. Yeah, no, I don't know.
I think it's Jisoo.
It looks like Jisoo.
So she has black long hair. The end. Like,
The
that's
end.
literally all that's happening.
And
It
brown-
looks shiny and pretty though.
And brown eyebrows.
Yeah.
Black long hair and brown eyebrows.
You can't, in this picture specifically, you can't see a whole lot of her face.
She got some talons.
Yeah, she does. They all got kind of talons happening.
All right, so I'm trying to scroll up to see maybe pictures of Jisoo.
Yeah,
She looks like a baby doll.
she looks cute.
It's very, very innocent baby doll. I can't tell because her bangs are over her face, but her cheeks look really bright. Her lips are really bright. But she's still very pale.
Right. She looks like that, like, stereotypical, like, what most, like, K-beauty market, like, when they do their marketing campaigns and stuff, like, that look is what she has on.
Yeah, she looks very angelic.
Very fresh.
She's so cute. She looks
She is.
so cute.
Jisoo doesn't get enough love.
She doesn't. She is just so cute. I think she's precious.
All right. Okay,
that's
Jisoo
like-
didn't have much to talk about yet, so let's go up to Lisa and the red hair that I was talking about, which is 180% a wig. Look at how shiny that is. And I say it's a wig because if you go up, if you keep going up, if you keep going up, if you keep going up, this is also Lisa with the black shag bob situation. That one has to be her hair, right?
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's not a hair. Maybe that's not a hair either.
This just looks way less artificial, like her hair strands.
It's just moving so much. Where's the picture where it's not moving?
It's down. You gotta scroll down here. You can just look at mine. That just looks more like a natural hair shine.
I don't know. It looks just the way that it's like cut. Like, here's like.
I will say, I think she looks hot. I think Lisa in not the red hair looks stunning. Personally. We can get to that disaster in a second.
Why can't that one be her? Like, if
The
that's
red?
You see the red? It looks okay, but look.
Right.
In this video, it looks like it's like it's black everywhere, but shining red in the middle. That would have been badass.
Yes, but instead we got this. Whatever this
Right.
red is, it's like a cherry tomato, but like make it Vogue.
Yeah.
I don't know. Her makeup's not necessarily the most exciting either. It looks like she has a little bit of a gloss with a wing. She also has talons for nails.
But they're square talons. They're
Yes.
not like death talons like the other ones are.
I don't know. I just feel like she could have benefited from either like a darker red or just not red.
Well, if let's say that's not a wig. Let's say that maybe that is her hair and they colored it red and they realized they made a mistake and then covered over it black and had to cut a bunch of it off because they fried the hell out of it trying to get it there.
True. I prefer the black though. I like that cut a lot better as well.
The black makes her look more people-y.
Right.
Like less avant-garde. That's one of the things I've noticed about these last couple. Like Jennie is very avant-garde. I mean, it's very, very avant-garde, her look is. And then Jisoo is not avant-garde. She's like girl walking down the street.
Right.
Where Lisa is like a mix, like bold hair, but
Subtle makeup.
subtle makeup. And then when we scooch over here to Rosé, she has purple hair. I mean,
Her hair
lavender.
looks like they tried to get it gray and overtoned the pieces that were really light. Like, 'cause
This
that's just
picture,
what I'm
you
getting
can't
from
see
her roots.
lips.
Like, that's the vibe I'm getting from her roots, is either they tried to get it, like, purple and they failed, or they tried to get it silver and it didn't work out, so they put purple in it.
Well, I'm wondering if, so for this picture, it does, ooh! I'm so sorry about that. In this picture specifically, it looks like maybe they got her hair really light and they tried to balayage, maybe like a periwinkle blue into it, and it just ended up looking funky. However, they could have bleached her roots, and her roots were a level 8 and her ends are a level 10, and when you put a level 7 on an 8 and a 10, the 10 is going to pick up the pigmentation, like the color of the pigmentation, versus like a tone. So it's going to be like, let's say you're putting something ashy on there and the base of that is blue, the 10 is going to pick up blue. It's not going to pick up what the root is, because this has more to cover.
Right. And that's why I think they toned it and the toner didn't end up working out, because her baby hairs framing her face are that like periwinkle color. And if they were balayaging, they wouldn't be that periwinkle color.
It's hard to tell. These pictures are so funky.
You see?
In this video right here. Okay, in this video specifically, look around the outside of her face right here. Okay, so look at, yeah.
Right. I think they tried to tone it.
That's a poor tone job. She's right. This video, for sure, it looks like a poor tone job.
Because you can tell. It's literally like the first 2.5 inches of her head just did not grab anything.
But also there are other parts, and you can definitely have blotchiness. Uneven application of bleach all over her head probably led to that. Or maybe she just had some, like, color left over or whatever, since they do change their hair very often. But, like, you can see like some purple picking up really hard right here, so maybe this section was lighter before. I don't even know.
Right. And then if we scroll up from that other picture, we have,
I'm sorry,
okay, we're gonna go back to Jenny's awful hair.
What?
I told you it's awful.
What? Hold on,
I told you it's awful. Oh, look at this picture, girl. Like, what the she looks like she's going to a quinceañera, like but like a really bad, like, culturally appropriated quinceañera. Like, it's not good.
I can't with these. Okay, Jisoo's hair looks less black in this picture.
Yeah, it looks more brown.
It looks more brown.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I don't. I still think Lisa looks the best with the dark hair, or Jisoo looks normal.
Right.
Like, there's nothing wrong with Jisoo, but she's just, like, plain. And I feel bad for her, because she always looks plain. They don't do anything to her.
Yeah, they don't give her anything exciting. However, but that also might be because she has that stereotypical Asian beauty look.
Right.
And Jenny is a little bit more avant-garde looking. And Lisa is Thai, so she looks a little different.
Right, well, and she's also, like, one of their main rapping situations. So they kind of tend to do kind of funky things with the rappers.
Well, but then Rose has kind of funky hair.
Right.
And I feel like out of all of the K-pop idols that I've ever seen, out of all of the people that I've ever, like, looked at or fawed over, she doesn't look the same as the rest of them. Like, this is like a stereotypical, please don't shoot me. But a lot of Asian people look similar, just like a lot of white people look similar, a lot of black people look similar. They don't look the same. They look similar. And so you can find similarities, like, for instance, Hwaza and Hui, like Hwaza from Mamamoo and Hui from Pentagon, they look very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Look very similar. They're completely different genders, but they look very similar because they have the same face shape.
Right.
And she has a very, like, almost square shape to her face that's not typical. And so I feel like she looks a little bit less Asian. She looks almost a little bit American-y. Like, maybe she'd be mixed, but I don't think she is.
Yeah.
And I think that because she looks that way naturally, she has that little bit more avant-garde look. They can give them a little more avant-garde styles, where Jisoo is very, like, princessy.
Yeah,
like,
she is.
She's like a very Asian princess look.
She's like your, like, protagonist in a K-drama.
Yeah, she is. She really is.
Which, she's beautiful, just like, she wouldn't be the one getting the flamethrower red hair.
No, she wouldn't.
So, like,
I could just see her with some flamethrower hair. They probably change it right away. She reminds me a lot of a Jisoo, in my opinion, looks a lot like Jin from BTS.
Yeah, I
they
see
look
that.
very similar, but he is very Prince Charming.
And
like,
they
he
always
has
give
that.
him the normal stuff. He always has brown, middle-parted hair, always, or like a bowl cut.
What? There's a video, a Japanese version of. It's probably not even out there anymore. I can't even think of it. Which one it is?
Is it Danger? I remember that having a Japanese video.
Maybe it's Danger. And he had like spike. His hair was like spiked
Yeah,
up.
I think that was Danger.
It was my favorite. He looked so good in that video. Enough about it. But I think that's part of the reason why they give her that. They have to have like that stereotypical Asian look
Right.
to every group when they have exciting comebacks.
Yeah.
For every group. It's not just like these guys are the only ones to do it. Because obviously we just had BTS Jin. He gets plain hair all the time, too.
Ooh, okay, so I found a different picture. I dig this one, just not, maybe it's because I can't see the black part of the hair.
Yeah.
This is
What is on
Jenny
her-
again.
What is on her eye?
She has, so her nails have flames on them. It's a flame.
Oh.
I think that's kind of cool.
Who could work with them nails? Like, I'm just thinking, like, I'm trying to make some coffee with them talons. Like, I don't think it would work.
Well, yes, this is a really good picture of Lisa because you can't see the black. It's just the very nicely edited blonde, I'm assuming. Or nicely lit blonde.
Well, there's lots of green in here also, like the
Right, so it
lighting.
counterbalances.
So the green on that might make the yellow from up here and the like white here. It might give that texture that looks the same.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's a cool one. I like the makeup on that. Very intricate, again, very avant-garde. I don't understand, though, how that matches anything else that's been happening this whole time. Like, just a random flame. Unless they have something in the music video that they haven't released yet.
Yeah,
that
well,
goes with the flame.
In
I don't
4
know.
days at 6 p.m., they're going to release the music video according to this, and then maybe it'll all make sense.
Hopefully.
Or it won't.
I don't know. The clip of the song I've seen is...
I haven't listened to, so I have no idea. I have no idea what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's just...
That's what it sounds like. That's exactly what
It sounds like whining.
How you like that? Blackpink. How you like that? Blackpink.
I do like this picture of Lisa with the green. I don't know what's going on, if these are just like her face like highlights or what.
Yeah.
Because there's orange and green, and I feel like the orange and the green with her pink lip
Looks so cute.
complements her skin tone a lot, but the bangs, where they sit on her face, are not my favorite.
I don't mind it.
For her face shape, I think they should have chosen a different bang style. A different French style if we're talking like correctness.
I don't mind it. I like it better when the haircut is all the way down, framing her face. I don't like it necessarily when it's out of her face like that. I like it more
Right.
like that.
I bet they cut her bangs and they're like, we made mistakes. We have to frame her face now.
Yeah, I like the way that it frames and almost like kind of, it's a bob, but it's also like trying to be a shag.
Yeah.
Which looks cute.
I hella don't like how her hair flips out.
Yes, that's a problem.
I think that it makes her look 12, but she's like dressed in this scandalous like side
Yes.
thing where the I don't know, the bodysuit
Right.
shirt she's wearing has cutouts going all the way up to her like bra
If
band.
it would have just flipped in, like how it frames her face, it would have looked so much better. But they styled it, or it hits her shoulders at a point where it comes out. If they would have just cut her haircut like half an inch shorter, it wouldn't have happened like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Or if they were to cut it where the inside, like the
Is
lengths are shorter
shorter
than the longer pieces,
Because then it would have beveled in.
it would have beveled in, and you very easily could pull it out and take that section out on the bottom, and it would just sit right in. Or if you
Right.
hold it a certain way, there's a certain way to hold it to cut it in that way, and I think it would have really benefited from that.
But the overall shape that frames her face, especially with like the grungy-esque makeup they gave her, is a really pretty vibe. It goes together very well.
Yeah, well, she's also like they're badass in their group, so I think having that like grungier style of haircut does fit her, like throughout all of
Right, like her persona.
their Blackpink stuff.
Yeah.
Just like Jisoo's fits her.
Yeah, they're like personas that they give them.
Yeah,
as
that they
group.
give them. I don't think that Rosé's fits her. I don't care for Rosé's at all. Not even like there's not even a
Yeah.
tiny little bit. I don't think she looks. she looks like they were trying to give her something else, but she got stuck with something.
Right, like as if they had a plan.
It wasn't intentional.
And they were going for the plan, and then the plan got messed up, so they had to take plan B instead.
But I wouldn't even say, I don't even think that this like cooler tone on her makes her look good.
It doesn't. It makes her look very washed out.
She does look very, I mean, and they do like pale, but
like
washed
not
out is
in a
not the
healthy
same.
wash, like not in a healthy way.
I think that she would
Like-
look a lot better if it was a deeper tone. I think that
Right.
if they would have gone with like a level 7 silver gray all over, or done maybe a little bit of a shadow root where it didn't lift as high, give that maybe like a level 6 and then go into that level 7 gray, that would have complemented her skin a lot more and done more of like a gunmetal-y version of gray versus like the periwinkle-ish type gray she has right now.
Right, because you can have, like, you can still do a cooler toned hair with being a warmer toned complexion as long as you're picking the correct tones and the correct level. For her, it's too light and too purple to where washed out, it's not like a healthy glow. Like, she can be pale and still be healthily glowing, where that color complements that, but that color is literally just like washing her out, making her bored. Like, she
Right.
looks flat.
Well, and if you look at her eye makeup in like, there's like moving teasers, like teasery dudes. And if you look at her eye makeup, which is hard to with all the moving and flipping she's doing, but she has a very warm pink under her eye. Like,
And a very warm pink lip on too. So it's literally like contradicting itself. And she has like gold jewelry on and everything else.
Right.
Like, everything else is screaming warm, and her hair is completely negating that.
I agree. But I think the biggest thing that as a hairstylist, her roots are yellow.
Right.
Okay? They're not silver.
She looks like the Vikings are coming to town.
It's yellow. If you with that purple next to it, with that like lavendery pastel-y color next to it, it looks yellow.
Yeah.
It doesn't look ashy or any like tone that's intentional. This, out of all of these ones, even though Jenny's hair is funky, this one is the most poorly done.
Yes, I agree with that.
I feel bad that she has to be the one to have that, but
Right.
she's incredibly beautiful, so she'll be able to pull that off. I mean, obviously, I
Right.
think she still looks really cute in these
because
teasers.
at
but,
least for Jenny's, at least her blonde looks semi-consistent, especially since the back half of her head is not a competing tone. Like, it's dark to light. It's not like light with like a slightly less like darker color underneath, so that you could see imperfections more. Like, having that really dark color makes the really light color look more even.
I agree. And in Jenny's, you can see that her roots are a little bit warmer,
Right.
but because it's up next to this black stuff,
doesn't look as
it
severe.
doesn't look as severe.
So it makes it look like a better like dye job in the end.
Right. Well, and also like not to say that the lighting that they're using isn't giving their hair a funkier cast.
Right.
That maybe it's making the root on Rosé's hair look a little warmer, because maybe it is, and maybe the stylist who did it did actually do a really good job and they're just using crappy lighting. But I'm just gonna guess that if every image looks funky like that, it's probably
Right.
just not the best.
So, out of everybody's look, who was your how did you like that? Who was your favorite?
Who is my favorite?
Yes, out of
All
all
right.
of these looks.
Out of all of these looks, in the movie video-y teasery one, I feel like you can see like their hair almost in action. And so in that video, seeing their hair in action, I actually like Lisa's hair red. I think that the way in this video, it looks almost black on top, and then it looks like she has a red shine line and black on the bottom, and I think they should have done that to her. That would have been way better than what she has.
Right. I'm like 100% convinced that's a wig though.
I really like the way that shines. I really like the way that the light hits the red, and the red looks almost like, it's like deep blood red
Right.
and black, and it looks so good on her in that, but knowing that that's not what that hair looks like,
Right.
I don't dig that. But watching this teaser, I do. So out of all of them, my favorite one would be Jisoo. And it's Jisoo is because I feel like it really personifies who they give her, like what image they give her. And also it's even.
That is true. It is. even.
And it's pulled back really nicely. It's long, it's pretty. And let's say she actually has short hair and they have extensions in, you can't really tell. So that's great.
I will have to say my favorite, I've already said this, but it's Lisa with the shorter black hair. I like the way it frames her face. I don't like that it was styled to flip out in the way the video looked, but in the picture, it frames her face really nicely. I like a good shag moment, and I feel like with the structure of her face and the look that they were going for, they accomplished it very well, along with the makeup. I feel like everything is very cohesive.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would pick Jisoo because, yes, it is technically the most impressive color-wise, just the way they pulled it off, but it's also looks like a semi-dimensional brown.
Right. It's not, and if you look at the other ones, like this one, this picture,
Right,
it looks like it has a green cast.
It does.
And so I'm going to say if she did have some blonde, maybe they tried to bleach her out and give her a blonde look and decided that it wasn't for her and put ashy brown over top of
Right,
it, and
they didn't,
ashy
like,
browns
fill
that aren't filled will turn green. But it could also be that this is the time she got to have the fun green lighting and
Right,
it just
so
casted that way.
we don't know. And I do know that it's actually very popular to have that greenish brown in K-pop. Like, that's a very popular color.
Or it's a wig in this picture.
It might be. She's got some baby hairs happening around her face that don't look quite real.
But there's also a band right here.
Right.
Which makes me think a lot of times in wigs, the ways that you like make them look
Disguise
right
it.
is to put a headband or to do bangs, because the bangs will cover the hairline.
Right. Okay. What was your favorite makeup look? Because there are a couple different ones happening here.
There are lots of different ones. They're all...
I really like, I would say probably, I don't like Jenny's just because it goes, the weird blood, whatever the heck they gave her, it just goes too far down her face. There is one though where I believe
She
it's
just looks sick.
Jisoo has one where she has like crystals or something on her eyelids. I thought that was pretty cool.
Underneath of her eyes, she has the crystals.
I like the flame as well. The flame is probably my favorite just because of how technical that is to do the flame under the eye, but it also makes no sense to me right now.
Right. I don't know. Because as far as like makeup is concerned, they're all pretty similar.
Right, unless they get something on the eye going.
Unless they got, like, this one is the one that has, Jisoo has, they got a lot going on in this video. The little dots above and under her eyes.
Right, which I think is cute.
Lisa just looks so grungy.
I know, and
like,
I live for it.
Her look is very, like, grungy, and then Jenny is just very avant-garde. I really like Rosé's bold under eye. I love a bold under eye.
Well, and she also has, like, all those, I don't know what that is on top of her eyelid.
Some kind of crystally situation kind of coming up here. And I mean, I really like that. I think that's really neat.
Right. I wish they would have taken a still shot of her with that eye makeup on, but they didn't.
Right, it's hard to follow her.
They kind of look like crystal butterflies or something. Like, they look like they're coming off of her face.
Yeah. Well, and all the pictures that they took of her stilled, like this one I think is a stilled version of that, but most of the pictures, her hair is like so far in her face.
Right, it's covering
that it's covering everything. It's harder to see. But in this picture, it just looks like...
Looks like she glued sprinkles to her eye.
What are the... like cellophane paper, you know what I'm talking about?
Yep,
I mean,
like
it's
the
not cellophane.
holographic.
Yeah, like the holographic, like, chunks of glitter. It just looks like that to me.
Or iridescent, that's the word. Iridescent, like, chunks of weird cellophane.
Yeah.
All right. Any other final thoughts before we wrap up?
I have no final thoughts.
I'm interested to see what the video will bring because right now, none of this between the four of them is cohesive at all. They're all completely different things.
It's all very different stuff.
So I have no idea. I can't anticipate what the video is going to be because it's everywhere, like Blackpink usually is.
Right. They have a lot of, like, different... Like, they each get to have their own, like, section, if that makes sense. So they'll, like, zoom up. I can speak English. They'll zoom up on, like, Jenny doing her thing in her element, which would make her hair make sense. And then, you know, Rosé is in her element with her hair and her making sense. But as a group, they don't make sense. But individually in the video, it makes sense.
So I'll be interested to see. It looks like it's going to be some sort of, like, weird, like, combat-y, like, I'm wearing, like, cargo pants sort of chains, like weird harness things, you know that aesthetic, like, you know the aesthetic I'm talking about. That's kind of what that gives me based on their outfits. But yeah, that's really not a clue what it's gonna be like.
I don't know either. We'll see.
Leave down in the comments below who you thought had the best and or worst look, whether it be makeup, hair, or outfit, and tell us if you're excited for the comeback.
Right.
I want to know what you think, especially you guys who watched like their teaser video, because I watched it for like 2 seconds, but the sound was off, so that's not helpful.
That's right. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes.
Yay. And
Like us. You know you like us.
Please do. We love it.
Yes.
It makes us feel so good.
And leave suggestions for future tabletop K-pops in the future, because there's 8 bajillion million billion chillions of groups. Maybe you can find one that we don't even know about, and we can like first impression them.
Yeah, that would be great. Get on that, guys.
We're looking forward to that.
We're looking forward to that one, so please do not disappoint us. 5 whole people who subscribe to our channel who like K-pop.
Right, the 5 whole people. All 5 of you, you're on a mission.
You are on a mission to get a K-pop group we've never listened to before.
Right. With that being said, thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.